just be, full of tension, then that's going to be released in another way, and I'm so grateful for Damo because Damo has like, we've had more than just like physical in the sense of like, Damo.
It's my brother, man.
We've been having conversations, like some really deep conversations even before
crying.
and after, the yoga session, which it says a lot about what we're doing, because that means that now I'm releasing it in a way where it doesn't need to be with the weights, just with the weights. You know what I mean? It can be in other ways, and I'm releasing it in a healthy way where I'm not just like lifting weights to get rid of this anxiety and this stress, but then when I get home, it's still there. You know what I mean? It's still in my mind. But if I'm doing yoga and I'm also having these meditative moments where I can sit still and I can breathe properly and I can listen to myself. Yeah. I think that has like, I believe that's what has made me really break out of certain things that I've been used to doing all my life. Yeah. Which is like, you gotta be strong, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. Exactly. But just being is very important, and we've been learning that together. Word, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. We've been crying and shit. My
yeah, we had multiple crying sessions today.
Hey, for real. Let them tears, man. I keep hearing this word release. Lord, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Lord, Father, I'm trying.
Just had a child.
Yes, congrats. Oh, you was crying.
Yeah, I was like,
you had the ugly face.
I have 2 girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like.
Oh, you a good man.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You broke a few hearts. I know how that go. You know what I mean? If the prophecy is correct, then the child should have to pay.
It just made me understand women in a different, just a different place now when it comes to just dealing with women and especially black women.
Appreciation is different.
Especially watching my lady give birth. Like, I thought to myself, this is my second time before the second go around, so I thought to myself, like, yo, our sisters out here, and our brothers, I mean, you watch our women go through so much, they give birth like that, they push a baby out, you know what I'm saying, and we put them through a process of like, yo, you're second class to us. That shit is deep, you know what I'm saying, that shows that, it made me think about like, well, who am I, and what I'm really providing here, and what's my job here, as a man, and watching her push my daughter out, even my first child too, but my first child was younger. I didn't really understand that process.
You was younger, right?
I'm older now, and I have my second child, and I'm like, okay, I have a different understanding, and it's different when you're really in love with someone, and you're with that woman, and you watch the process step by step. To have a child with that person is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Then to be with somebody, and you just there, you got relationships. Yeah, like I told Carlos, my whole project, called Black Love. It's called Go Take Black Love. Like, it was based off the idea of me being one woman for 10 years, and just now becoming a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Really being committed, really being in love.
Really being in love, really knowing love. Really
being a friend, love, really knowing what love is.
Really breaking down the trauma as black people, what we dealt with as black folk, and breaking that shit down, fighting against that, and being. Because in order to love, you gotta be. And that's what I'm learning. So watching that process, it's like, okay, it's time for me to live. It's time for me to be. You know what I'm saying? And because I understand now. And now she's the happiest she's ever been. It's the happiest I've ever seen her in like 9 to 10 years.
Wow.
And so I'm like, damn, this is deep. You know what I'm saying? This is really deep. So, this is, it's that, like we said before, man, you gotta take time to step back for yourself. And because if I didn't take that time to step back for myself, I wouldn't ever understand that scene.
Right.
If you can't be, there's no such thing as being if you can't see the signs. Because God gonna do his stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always say people like, oh, something go wrong with a person in your relationship, something. Oh yeah, man, we had so much potential. Like, I don't even get mad at them because I knew that potential could intentionally be some crazy shit.
Right.
You know
No, that's a fact.
So we gotta get to a point. Okay, now we're not going to potential no more. You Niggas gotta be.
That's a fact. But see, here's the thing. But when you be though, you're not doing as much.
Exactly.
You got a lot of niggas out here doing too much to be doing nothing at all.
Exactly.
And understanding the difference. Understanding the difference. You doing is why you dead, bro.
Yeah.
And then when you try to be life for somebody or breathe life into somebody or somebody trying to be life or breathe life into you, you mad, you tired, you can't be there, you can't show up. You know how many people talk about, yo, I wanna get right, I wanna develop this, I wanna transform that. And the first thing I say to them is, yo, come to a yoga session or come to a tap talk or come to a... Frank, my business partner, he said, why are you charging for the tap talk? I said, because I wanna, and this is a phrase that I've been saying and I'm gonna coin, which is, I preach to the choir, and I let the choir sing to the masses. So when you come to church, you're not coming there to just hear the pastor. We're not talking Western church. We're talking Eastern church.
Yes.
Eastern church is you commune with one or more in his name, in their honor, whether you feel that God is a he, she, or that. When you commune with more than one in the honor and the presence of God, that is church. This is church. You feel me? So like when we look at those tap talks, when we look at those black love sessions, when we look at those sessions in the morning, it's all those sort of things. And being cognizant of where it is, where we find it, those that's gonna actually accept it. Yesterday I was at a circle and the young lady was like, yeah, I do this every month. She was doing a full moon meditation healing circle. None of her good friends were there. I did a tap talk. My brother came. And one of my other brothers, Olive, was featured in it. Right? Like, learning how to reach for those that want to sing in my choir. And we all are preachers. And we all are in somebody's choir. Right? Like, I ain't going to just be a preacher today. Because in the next 2 minutes or so, I'm going to be in your choir. And vice versa, like, and get into that, right? Like, that's how we get under the umbrella, right? Like, how can we as a people, collectively and individually, because that solitude, elevation requires separation is real, get under the umbrella so that we are all in positions of preaching as well as singing in a choir, going out and allowing our light to not only shine our purpose, but everyone else's, right? Like, everyone else's purpose, right? Like, that's where I'm at.
I like that you called it church, right? Because I grew up with this concept of what church was, right? And what it was supposed to be, and that's what it was, and that's it. You know, and if it was anything other than that it wasn't church, right? Or that you weren't having a God moment, right? I call it like that because of my what I believe when it comes to like God and what that means to me, right? And for me, you know, and that was actually the church. I felt that the church really gave me the wrong perception of what God was, and that was like my issue with religion, with church, with even with God, with the idea of what I was growing up to understanding what God was, you know, and then when I started to separate myself from that, I realized how much I needed to unlearn. Right. Bushwick taught me to unlearn and taught me that they've been teaching us these things specifically to keep us in this particular place. Right? Yeah. And once I learned that, I was like, I can't go back.
Facts.
How the fuck am I gonna go back?
Yeah, once you know better, you do better. Consciousness requires action.
But this is the thing. Some of us some of us hear it, but we go back though. Because it's a comfort. There's a comfort in it. You know? But in reality, you know, that comfort is gonna kill you.
But that's the thing,
like,
this is
bitter.
Here's the thing. This is what we were talking about earlier. Non-judgment. Take that out your language.
You're right.
You know why? Because you don't know. At the end of the day, somebody living in their comfort, that may be their best fucking life. Living my best life.
That's a fact.
I ain't going back and forth with you. So here's the thing. I got a friend. I had a friend. And that friend is very comfortable in their life, in themselves. That friend has wanted or expressed, at least to me in spirit, hey, where you at? You not who you are. You changed. You switched up. Yeah, I did. And I had to make a decision. Am I okay with that? Because there are going to be people that's going to say, yo, Damo, you disloyal. You're not Damo anymore. And I'm not. Damo, grew the fuck up. Call me D.
Facto.
Call me D. Unless you know me, call me D. The fuck? And I'm going to use this voice. Because I've been working, remember, I tell you, I've been working on really expressing myself the way I want to be seen, not the way people are used to seeing me. That's where the comfort is. And here's the thing. Some people are very okay with accepting the visions that other people have set for them and living in that space. No judgment. No judgment. When you the only nigga in your whole set that's really gonna go out there and shoot somebody, it's not because you want to. It's because you ain't got no choice to, while all your other homies, they got houses and food and I'm talking real. Like both my parents were going at a young age. So all my friends, street life, selling weed, but they didn't really have to do that.
They have to, fact.
So I wrote something on my page, right? And thank you for saying that. And I agree. I completely agree. I had a moment where I put something up and I said that the universe has provided everything that I needed for this shoot, and it was so true.
Yeah,
right?
Hell yeah.
And then one of my buddies wrote to me, actually from. So we used to go to church together. We grew up together, so he knew that me, right? And so he wrote to me and he was like, "Universe or God?" And I wanted to respond so bad. So bad, like in my heart, I wanted to just be like, and just respond with whatever came out of me. But then I thought about it, and I didn't respond because there is no difference.
Right.
I was about to say that.
Amen. Ashe.
So
No
you know, I needed to have that moment with myself, and I'm grateful for what he did.
Yeah.
Because that was that moment for me to confirm and to also live in who I am.
In your truth.
Exactly.
Yep.
My
Live in
truth.
your truth. Yep.
Test the time.
You know,
Yep.
and
Test. That test. Yep.
So like I'm grateful for that because it really did help me just bring that back. You know, think about it. Is this what you really believe in?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. When we ask ourselves why. I think that's like one of the most powerful questions we could ask ourselves, and not because we need an answer. To plant more seeds.
Fact. Fact. If you're asking why, you get lost, man. If you're asking questions, you're lost.
Right.
Man, you ain't gonna learn if you ask
Right.
questions. So it's part of growing up. It's part of not just growing up, it's part of just understanding. When you understand your path, you know your path, man. You gotta ask questions. You gotta ask questions, man.
Because you know the urgency behind
Right.
it. You know?
And you also can recognize. You said it earlier, and as did you. Symbols.
Yes.
When the signs.
Yes.
And so like, and it's interesting because in my reading yesterday, I was told about that. That they're out there. I'm reading them. Keep reading them. Keep acknowledging them.
That's right.
Because, you know, for example, so I tell people all the time, I read numbers. Numbers come to me. So I read them.
Fact.
Birds come to me. So I listen to them. The sun, it hugs me. So I allow Ra and my mother to hold me. You know, like the feeling that I get when I stand in the sun is the same feeling that I used to feel when I hugged my mother. So, you know, like symbols, signs. You know, I'm not a hugger, as everyone knows, and I'm working on it. I've been hugging motherfuckers and crying in front of motherfuckers. And I think it's so important to like embody all three ideas that we have brought today.
That's right.
Right? Like this understanding of non-judgment and curriculum. You know what I mean? This understanding of symbolism, understanding and growth, being patient with your time. What you speak of is maturation. You know, allowing something to maturate, nothing before its time.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? The way you spoke about understanding. I hear a lot of black men talk about, yo, I was young. And there's so much resentment and so much guilt.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was very refreshing to hear black men say, hey, I was young, but I'm better now. And I'm better because I'm doing this for my lady. And I did this for myself.
Yes.
Right? A lot of black men get caught up in this idea that you got to fix shit and that's going to make you a better man. Fix yourself.
Facts.
Fix yourself first. All this head rubbing and booty rubbing and stomach rubbing and crying, holding, and do that shit with yourself. Stop. That whole a woman needs to be my piece shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate
You
it.
gotta be your own fucking piece, man.
We all beings.
Exactly.
With light.
You gotta stay. That's part of black love, and that's what we miss in our community too. It's just like, yo, brothers taking a step back and say, listen, I'm not gonna deal with no women. I'm not gonna deal with nothing. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna sit back. I gotta build myself. Brothers gotta sit back and say, I need to build myself. What happens is that we got caught in the idea that feeling like having this and that makes us men. We don't even know what a man is.
Right, manhood is so lost.
There's
right.
a lot of toxic definitions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Especially cats in the hood. You know, the list goes on. Like, a lot of toxic. I had a conversation about, a couple of my people on Facebook, just the idea of the streets, being from the streets, it's my 69 situation or whatever. But it's like, and I made a statement saying that, the streets is a myth.
Yeah, facts. Facts. Nah, they're facts though.
And, and it's like, they're expecting a young man to put himself on the line, whatever that situation is. The point I'm trying to make is like, we hold these things to here and not knowing where it come from.
And it don't come from in here.
It don't come from me. That's not that's like cats think you waking up every day worrying about who gonna shoot you or whatever. That's not normal.
Right.
Not normal.
Nah, that's a fact. Yo, it's so crazy you say that.
Yeah,
Yo, no funny. Yo, it's so crazy. The other day I was in the store. No funny shit. I was in the store. This young nigga. He was, and I'm gonna say young nigga, because that's what he wanted to be. We talking, and that's another thing. That's when I go back to my friends. I was a nigga because I felt like I had to be, right? I was homeless. I was in the street. I had no money. My grandmother moved. The house got sold. That was my story. These niggas got kicked out of their house because their mother was tired of telling them to go get a job. I had another nigga who had a government.
No accountability.
Right. I had a construction job. Fuck that shit up.
Yeah.
Another nigga with another job. Fuck that shit up.
No accountability.
You know what I mean? Like, so then they get the accountability, but they not happy.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Boom. This nigga, we sitting, I'm talking with the dude behind the counter, another Yemen nigga, and he's starting to box. So I'm like, yo, come fuck with me. I want to show you how to breathe, and I want to, you know what I mean? I've never worked with a boxer before. That would be awesome for me. You know what I mean? So he like, all right, bet, da-da-da. So another dude comes in, an older gentleman. You could tell something was in the street. You could tell he was looking for his next meal. He came in, he had $1 in his hand. He had a bag with a keyboard in it. The man went in his coat. Young nigga put his hood on and ran out the store like, yo, what's up, yo? So me and the dude from Yemen is like, now mind you, I done had a gun in my face. So I take offense to shit like that.
Oh, that's a fact.
I done really had a gun in my face multiple times. I done had a gun in my hand and put it in another motherfucker's face. So I really take offense to shit like that.
That's a fact.
So I looked at him and I was like, and then the older guy, I felt really bad for. Because in the midst of all this, how does it feel to be made to feel like you're a predator? When there's a prey, there's a predator, right? And so how are we, bringing back to your point and circling it with my point here, is how can we decriminalize the criminal inside? How can we, right? How can we get past the judgment, right? I said I hate that shit. And I still do, but I got to get past the judgment. So that way it can get to a point where we're like, wait, time out. Did you just run from a guy that you thought had a gun? Wait, time out. Did you just get accused of being a man with a gun? And the only thing that y'all both came out to do was go to the store.
That's right. Yeah, that's just reflection of how they see themselves. So
you understand what I'm saying?
He see that man, he see himself. He see himself. So when he see himself as a criminal. Wow. He hate himself. So that's what's happening. And low key happening, high key, low key in our community. So it's like, brothers, like, I remember back in the day, like when my first baby mother, she lived in Peace. I used to go there every day. It used to be mad cats in the hallway. I think I heard the story. I told you about years ago. And it used to be mad cats in the hallway. It was chilling. So I'm like, damn, I'm going to this hallway. And it's our first met her, you know what I'm saying? So first guy, I said, you know what? I could easily be like, yo, I'm going to call my dog. They act crazy. I'm going to get home, blah, blah, blah. We're going to pop it. Oh, I said, you know what? I ain't trying to be on that type of vibe, man. I gotta come here all the time, see my daughter, you know what I'm saying? I went first day, but I went over there. What up, y'all? Peace, fam. How you? Looked at me, I was crazy. Like, man, look at me, I'm crazy. I ain't saying nothing, kept going. Next day, I did it again. What up, y'all? How you doing, fellas? Y'all good? Eventually, after a while, yo, what up, bro? How you, man? Chill, yeah, man. I just, she just walked over, much love, thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole point I'm trying to make is like, yo, we gotta find ways to break down that shield in front of us, you know what I'm saying? And learn to see each other.
See ourselves.
Brothers do not see each other. And a lot of times we look at it that way because we see ourselves.
Right.
Cats that walk around eating ice grilling me, just looking, but I don't know what they're looking at. See, my self-hate could be like, yo, what the fuck you looking at me?
Mm-hmm.
He might be admiring my jacket.
Right.
Black folk, we gotta understand, black folk, we special. We have a certain energy, it's mystique, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sometimes we don't even understand it.
Right.
We've been disconnected from it.
Right.
So, when the way we walk, the way we carry ourselves, it's a mystique.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We admire certain things about each other, you know what I'm saying? It might not be that person really, or you want to shoot you or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
But it's seeing himself.
Yeah, he probably seeing himself, exactly. So
that's that, like you said, accountability,
yeah,
non-judgment.
Exactly.
It's